Hey, what's going on, guys? We have already started with a little pre-shave here. Just put it on the Proraso green, working it in. I don't really use pre-shave too often, and there's really no reason for that other than for me and my skin, I just don't feel like it provides that much. I don't think it provides any extra for me. If I'm in the heat most of the day and I want to come and have a nice cooling shave, as my eyes are watering now, this will definitely do that. Oh, by the way, we're using Catie's Bubbles Barnegat Bay today. And the Splash, Catie's Bubbles Barnegat Bay. We're going to use my very old Escali boar. Badger, rather. And this is a, I call it my grandpa brush. It's, I don't know. It's losing all of its hair. Anyways, yeah. So, my grandpa brush. For the razor today, we'll be using my RazoRock Eco. And, I've used it a couple times since the initial, and I have a little bit more things to tell you about it, some more data points. I'll be using my Astra blade in it today because that's a good test. I use Astra quite often when I use DEs, so I know how Astras perform. All right. So Catie's Bubbles lathers extremely well, very fast. Barnegat Bay is their take on bay rum. So if you're a bay rum fan, this is definitely something you're going to want to check out. And for me, it's a very good scent. It's strong. And yeah, that's what I have to say about that. I mean, Catie's Bubbles has good pricing and good quality, so. All right, so as far as that pre-shaves, for me, like I said, my skin, I haven't really found one that gives me any extra oomph. I do get, with the glycerin-based pre-shaves, I definitely get more slickness than I otherwise would with just a soap. But that depends on the soap as well. I mean, if I'm using a very slick soap, then, it doesn't necessarily, I mean, it may add more slickness, but it's not necessary slickness. Does that make sense? It's not needed slickness. Let me go ahead and try to whip up a lather with grandpa brush here. So yeah, not a needed slickness or an extra needed slickness when I use pre-shaves. So really at this point, I just kind of use my Proraso kind of as a menthol kick type of enhancer to the shave. Scent on this is very good. But like I said, you have to like clove and allspice because they are very scent forward in this, which I really enjoy. All right, so I've already broken the Astra blades in the pack. So we'll get one of these out without slicing my fingers open. And yeah, so they're broken right there. So pull one of those out. And like I said in the last video, the Eco is a 3-piece razor. You have the handle, top cap, base cap, or base plate rather. The razor kind of fits, the blade kind of fits between these grooves with its little markings there, or cutouts there. Yep, so that's how it sits. It's very well designed. Everything fits very nice. I've used, at this point, I've used the crown blades that came with this razor, perfect fit. Astra, as you just saw, perfect fit. I've used feather and Kai blades in this. So with the feather and Kai blade, as far as fit goes, fits perfectly fine with all of my blades that I've used with this. Now, when I used the crown blade in this, which comes with it, I said the razor was between, medium and aggressive. And it truly is, with a very, very mild blade. With my Astra, I would say it's leaning more towards aggressive. Leaning, not really there yet, but leaning. And with my Kai and feather, it goes past aggressive. Super aggressive. There's a ton of blade exposure, And while the gap's not a lot, actually it's pretty, it's a good bit compared to like my 3 base plate on my Rockwell. So yeah, it depends on the blade, how aggressive this gets. But if you're using a mild to medium blade, I think that's where this really shines, this razor. It's very efficient. Performs very well. I do sometimes have a problem, and I'll show you here. And it might be because I'm not adding enough water to my lathers, although they're sufficiently wet enough for me. But you could see on the bottom of my blade here, there's gunk. And that's just the gunk trapped between the base plate and the bottom of the blade. Sorry, I wasn't showing you that. The base plate where my finger is, my thumb or my fingernail right there, and the bottom of the blade. That's what that is showing you down there. Just a little bit of gunk. The hair, the hair and the soap. I do like this blade because it gets directly under the nose. And there's no blade exposure, no tabs on either side. And the price. The price is also, just like I would say most, if not all, of RazoRock's items. It's very good, price-wise. So now here, I'll show you real quick. I'm gonna pull this blade off, if I can do it without. There we go. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the blade actually sits on top of that. And you can see those holes. Those are supposed to be holes right there. I'll rinse them out now and show you. Now this does not happen all the time. See? That's what it cleared out. It doesn't happen all the time. It only happens sometimes. And I really haven't... So first and foremost, it doesn't hinder the blade from cutting. It doesn't hinder this from shaving very well. It doesn't change anything, having that little bit of residue there. But for me, it's more just visual. If that bothers you, probably use a wetter lather or a more wet lather. I'm just putting this back on here now. Yeah, so you can see now there's absolutely no gunk in there. So it's just something to keep in mind. Again, it does not hinder the performance whatsoever of the razor or the blade, but just a little info. And it's probably not a design flaw. Like I said, it's probably more so me. My poor grandpa brush here, it doesn't have that much hair in it anymore. It was always a low-grade badger anyways. It wasn't really high-grade badger, so it always kind of struggled in lathering. This will just be a 2-pass today. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Getting things done around the house. Here in Louisiana, it is pouring down. Today's not too bad, but the past couple of days it's been pouring down. And yesterday I was like, you know what? I've got to get out there and mow the lawn. I can't just keep... it's not really me, it's the weather, but I just can't keep telling myself whenever it stops raining, because I'm not sure that that's going to happen. But, like I said, it's just drizzling today, nothing too bad. My yard dries out pretty quick. You can hear how wiry my my beard is. Not necessarily thick. You saw when I had a goatee, it wasn't like very bushy. You know what I mean? Like some beards get extremely thick, but mine's not necessarily thick. It's just very... This area is very dense, but like the hair follicles are so... almost like a 26 gauge copper wire type. It's very rough. I have a very rough beard. I think I want to do a touch up here and here. Those are kind of my trouble spots. Like I said, the razor is very efficient. So just doing a 2-pass, in my opinion, is perfectly fine. And just use the weight of the blade. Good. Perfect. I've got stuff all over my shirt. And like I said, Catie's Bubbles Barnegat Bay Aftershave Splash to finish it off. This actually has some menthol in it as well. Oh, the scent profile as far as from Catie's Bubbles for Barnegat Bay is West Indies Bay, allspice, clove, citrus, and patchouli. And this particular, oh, it's a vegan base as well. The soaps, it's a vegan base. I cut a notch out of there to bowl lather at one time. Ingredients in the actual splash: alcohol, lavender hydrosol, white willow bark extract, chamomile extract, fragrance, and menthol. And allanation. I don't know what that is, but anyways, this is very strong compared to the soap, which I love. I love strong scents. And the nice cooling effect. Oh yeah. Perfect. Very nice shave on a Saturday. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions. You can also email me. It will be in the description, my email. And as well as all the products I used will be in the description. See you next video.